Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Viviana and I have been sharing with you all about my prep. I am now 13 weeks out to an NPC show that I plan on doing, and I'm sharing all about my prep with you. Good morning everybody. So today is Tuesday, so it is a check-in day and I'm excited to share that we go to our goal this week. So training, cardio, and check-in.
Miss Viviana, all right. So a nice big drop this week. Seeing a 2-pound drop on average. The waist came down a little bit. Training is really good. You took your high day on your rest day. I think we pretty much keep the same pattern. I'd like to see a 123 by next week, right? I like where we're at, but I want to stay ahead of schedule for conditioning. I want this to be your all-time best as far as conditioning, muscularity, stage presence, everything. You're just getting better and better. So that's the goal right now, is to really push the envelope. Thank you, Viviana.
Oh my God, so a new low, and I shared with you my check-in and we lost 2 pounds in a week, and now we have a new goal. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this week and prep, obviously. So I shared my 14 week out, and now I'm 13 weeks out. And last week I had 6 low carb days and 1 high carb day. And so that worked out really well. I mean, like I said, I'm still 13 weeks out, so I don't feel I guess weak or loss of energy or anything like that yet, but I do feel the difference when my calories go down, and I did get a high carb day, so I'm getting 5. I keep saying 5. I did get 6 low and 1 high for the week, and we're going to try to continue that again this week. So the goal is to lose another pound with this nutrition changes. I also did changes on my cardio. So if you guys remember, I was doing 50 minutes 50. We added 10, so I'm at 60 minutes. So I am doing now, or I try to do 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening. Now, that's not always the case. It all depends on my work and events and family things going on. That's how I kind of figure my cardio out. But I am training in the mornings, early in the mornings, 5 a.m. I know also that some people question as far as like pre-workout, post-workout at 5 in the morning. I don't eat before I go to the gym, but I do have a post-workout. Now that's because it's a choice. As I started working out in the morning or going in the gyms at 5 a.m., I tried eating before the gym. My stomach would get upset. I couldn't really train well with a full stomach or with a snack, and then my fluid, moving, and it was just not worked out for me. So I eat a bigger evening meal like at night before I go to bed, and so that carries on to my morning workout, and then of course post workout, after I'm done with my gym, then I will have a meal or a shake. But that is mostly during the week. It also helps with my accountability. During the week I have work and things that are scheduled that are non-negotiable, so I need to make sure that I plan out and that it works out for me. So you will hear different things from different people, whether it is for fat loss, competitors, it's always going to be the right thing to do, is always going to be what works for you. So if it works for you and you're going to be consistent with it, and then that's what you're going to do. There is obviously a lot of things that are going to be best to do, right? But again, it is what's going to help you, work for you, and that you're going to be consistent. Now, my accountability is always great. My digestion, sleep, everything is, my wellness checks every week are always great. So I choose to continue this. Now, if and when things change, and if my hunger goes up, and because of the low calories I have to do a pre-workout at 3 in the morning or whatever that might be, then let it be. But right now, this has been working out for me, and that's what we're going to stick to. So yeah, that's where we're at now. I am now on my way to work. Again, I have, my daily work Monday through Friday, and of course, if I'm the manager on duty, sometimes on the weekend, but that's it. Now, I am checking in on Tuesdays at the moment. I am very excited for my 13th week out because I'm seeing changes, and I'm excited about that. The other thing is that I am seeing changes from like my previous year at this same time, 13th weeks out, and the previous year. So it really takes more than just a fat loss, and that's where people get lost. So you think that a 12-week or 16-week program is going to get you to your ideal weight, ideal physique, and it really takes years and cycles, like depending on where you start. I started with a weight loss. I was athletic and did all these things and trained just for healthy living and lifestyle in 13 years ago. But then I had my twins, I gained some weight, and then I started with the weight loss, right? So I could not have had my ideal physique or when I started, because it's weight loss, and then I went into bodybuilding, but my skin was not there yet, obviously, after the weight loss, and my muscle was not developed either. So it was gonna take time. So again, every single person is gonna take them a different time, but for most people, it's not gonna be one time, 16 weeks, and that's your ideal weight, especially if you're competing. If you're a competitor, an athlete, that is not going to be the case. And I'm going to try to share with you 13 years ago how I started, how my physique changed, and I thought how great I looked, which, by the way, I'm always good with my how I'm looking and my goals, but I understand that it's gonna take years, it's gonna take time, and I'm okay with that, because again, I'm a natural athlete, I'm a natural bodybuilder. I have no need or want to change that. So I will continue to do what I can naturally and as healthy as possible, but I will share with you how I've grown physically, as far as like my physique changes, and it's not one program and it's not one cycle, fat loss, and then building. It's years of phases, which have been, you know, my progress. It's been taking me years, but anyways, I will share that with you. I just talked about my weight dropping and being super excited, and I just got my cycle today, which means my weight is gonna go up. And I get it, I understand this happens every month. The hard part for me is that I'm going down, and that's kind of like one of the ways that we see the improvement as we're bringing our calories down and our cardio up. But this week is going to be, you know, difficult because I get bloated, my weight goes up, the fluctuation, the fluid, it just makes it a little more difficult to tell, you know, the weight, the measurements. But usually I gain 2 to 3 pounds when I get my cycle. But you know, every pound matters at the moment, because that's kind of like what we are looking at. Plus my measurements were coming down, but again, because I get bloated, you know, that's not going to be it. So we might have to keep everything the same until everything gets back to normal next week. We shall see. So that's a little frustrating, but it's also normal, and so I need to understand that that's going to happen. And as long as I am accurate with my macros and I do the things I have to do, then we should be okay, and we should see improvement as soon as I am done with my cycle. So I'm on my way home. I'm going to eat some good food, and then I will do my PM cardio and get ready for bed. Good morning, everybody. So we are here to do shoulders and glutes today. I do right now every day an hour of cardio, so I will do 30 minutes in the morning and 30 in the evening. I do have the same training, just a new training block, but it's basically the same exercises. We're just slowly increasing the weight every week. And then on my 6th week, we'll do my personal best. But we're doing really well. My physique now, my physique is changing. I'm now 13 weeks out, so I'm excited to see those changes, and I will share that with you. We are done with cardio, training, posing, all of it. So now I get ready for work. Okay, so we are now ready for work. This is what I'll have most of the time. Sometimes I do like to make my protein pancakes, but this is so much easier. I'll just drink it, have my coffee, and then head out to work. Okay, so usually on Saturdays I don't do anything. Friday and Saturdays are my rest days, but tomorrow my son, who just started his first nursing job, is off. So after church we plan to celebrate him and to go eat brunch with him. So that's why I am going to do my cardio today, which is walking, and then tomorrow I'll train early in the morning, so that'll be the only thing that I have to do. Okay, so I am now 13 weeks out to the show that I plan on doing, and this week I shared with you my check-in and how things are going. So the beginning of the week, checked in on Tuesday, lost 2 pounds, great. Right after I checked in, the next day I got my menstrual cycle, and then I was a little worried because of the weight, obviously the measurements and things that change, the fluctuation of the weight because of my cycle. But then it turned out that I actually stayed the same weight, which means to me, most of the time, all of it, every time, when I get on my menstrual cycle, I will gain 2 to 3 pounds, right? Every time. And this time I gain 0 pounds. I am continue to be at the same weight, which means once I'm done with my cycle, I am probably gonna lose some weight. So I kind of have to remind myself of those things so that I know that, the progress is there. The other way, of course, if you're making sure that you're following your macros, doing the cardio and doing all the things, then you should be able to see changes. And during the week, I had some of my videos from on my way to work or home, and then I shared with you some of my meals. Then I also have mentioned to you that on Saturdays, or most of the time on the weekends, I will use my recovery days for that. So I will either go get a massage, get our nails done, things like that, go for walks. And so that's what we did on Saturday. Now, today is Sunday, finishing the week and starting the week, right? And so today, my son, we are gonna go and celebrate him because he just got his first nursing job, as I mentioned earlier. So we're gonna get together after church to celebrate, and that is why I did my cardio yesterday, so that today in the morning I can just go train, get that done, and then get ready for family time. I did start some of my meal prep yesterday, and so I won't have to worry about the amount of time I'm spending with the family and having to come back and get ready for the week. Now on Tuesday I'll be checking in again. We'll see. Hopefully by then I'm done with my cycle. I honestly feel that probably today, the latest tomorrow, I'll be done, and then I can see any changes on my measurements and my weight. Now, I did also kind of want to talk a little bit about what I mentioned earlier in this video, which was the different cycles or preps that I've gone through to get to the physique that I have. So a lot of people think that, you get on a 12-week program, 16-week program, and then that's it. And it really depends and varies on where you're at when you start your fitness journey or your weight loss. Because, for example, me, before I even started all this, I was an athlete. I would work out on my own, and as a lifestyle. I was a dancer, and so it's different when it comes from somebody that has been athletic and active versus somebody that has not. One, two, when I started bodybuilding and actually focusing on programs and things like that, it's taken me 13 years, and that was after I had my twins. So I have an older daughter that's 28, turning 29 this month, and I have my twins who are 21 years old, a boy and a girl. And so when they were born, I gained a lot of weight. And so that's right after my weight loss, I started my bodybuilding. And so I obviously had to first, take care of all of that was going on with my body. And so I, had to lose weight. I had to gain some muscle. And before I even, saw results or real results, because I was losing weight and I was skinny, I was, getting thinner, but I wasn't looking, my physique wasn't looking the way I wanted to, right? What most people call tone. And so I went through a cycle where I lost the weight, I was training, I was dieting, and then I looked okay, thin, but I was not there yet. So I go through a building phase, and back then, 13 years ago, it was my bulking phase. And so I, brought up my calories, trained harder, then again went through another cycle of depleting and getting ready for a show. And yes, it got better, but again, it wasn't there yet. So this is 13 years of it. I did take a break during the time that I was in nursing school. And so about 2 years, I was focusing on gaining some muscle and school. And then after that, that's when I came back. I saw the changes on my physique, where I actually took the time to build some muscle and make changes. Now, again, this has been 13 years. Now, this might not be the case for a younger person, right? They go do their 12-week program and they look wonderful. But that's not my case, and maybe that's not your case either. It depends on where you start, where your body is at that moment, how much weight you either have to lose, how much muscle you have to gain, what is your ultimate goal, what are you trying to accomplish. So I want to make sure that when I share with you that I'm 13 weeks out or that I'm whatever X weeks out, that's not what it's taking me to get to the stage, right? Or to get ready for a show. It's been taking me years, and slowly, do the things that I have to do to get my physique better, so that every time that I compete, there is an improvement. And that's why you hear a lot of the time, me versus me, or this type of sport is just you yourself, because honestly, yes, you compete with other people on stage, and yes, it's a competition, but you are on your own doing these trainings, these diets and things like that to get you there. And you are the person that you can see the physique, how it's changing, on how you're putting in the work and making these changes every year. So again, I just wanted to, kind of share with you that when I say I'm 13 weeks out, that is not what is taking me just the 13 weeks. I've been doing this for over 13 years. And again, I'm coming from, before my pregnancies, I was an athlete, and I was, into fitness and dancing and all these things. So it is going to depend on where your start is, how long it's going to take you, and it's going to depend on your goal to know when, how long this is going to take. So Anyways, I am now officially, like I said, 13 weeks out. I'm super excited. So far, everything is going as planned, and I will be checking in on Tuesday. And as soon as I get my feedback, I will put it together so that I can share it with you. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.